On air with Russell of Hotels. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Tuesday. Let's see. I just want to make sure we are live on LinkedIn and YouTube. That's where we should be. So let me just give me a minute here. Give me not a minute, literally a minute, but give me a couple seconds just to make sure that we are set up here. Let me see. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well as this thing, populates and calculates and all that kind of stuff. Yep, I see YouTube. We're good. I just want to make sure we are good on the. There we go. There we go. So anyway, I was live from the Westin Hotel LAX. You know what? I had not been there in a minute, and I said, you know what? Let me go check out the Westin LAX. I know I have a good friend who always has clients that utilize this hotel for the groups and things like that. And I said, you know what? Let me go back and check it out because the last time I was there with him. I mean, I was there visiting him as he was doing his meeting. And I said, well, let me go check it out. And at that point, they had not done a renovation. Now, this has gone a couple years ago. So guess what? They done a renovation, but I'm gonna get into that in a minute because I'm gonna get into the vitals. This is just the kind of the monologue before I get to the show, right? So just be patient with me. But I am live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. This is On Air with Russell of Hotels. Today is show number 231. It is Tuesday. I do these shows every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, okay, PST, just like I'm doing it right now. So, and I've been going to a lot of hotels lately. Like last week, I did like two, but I did three. Excuse me, I did three last week. I'm here in LA, so I said, you know what, I'm as far as my meetings and things like that are concerned, I'm done for the year. I don't pick up until end of January. I said, well, I got time to go and see hotels I have not seen in a while here in Los Angeles, in your backyard, right? So you gotta take advantage of the time that you have and go see the hotels that are in your backyard. So this one is definitely in my backyard, not too far from where I live. In fact, that whole LAX corridor is, I would say, down the street, around the corner from where I live. So I'm like, I got to go check them out, right? So I did two at LAX and I did one downtown LA. So, but anyway, let's get into the show. Let me do the intro, and then we're gonna get started in the show, and we'll be back with the topic and all that kind of stuff. Don't worry, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be some good stuff today, and the chat is open. So make sure you guys go ahead and make comments. This is all about interaction, involvement, all the engagement, all those N words. Did I say that right? Involvement, engagement. Woo! It's gonna be one of those days, right? But anyway, we're gonna do the intro right quick. I'm gonna silence myself here. I'm gonna put myself on mute, do the intro, and then we'll be back with the show. All right. So be patient with me. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
Good afternoon again. Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Everybody's talking about it. Today is Tuesday, December 5th. Yeah, we got that's like 20 days before Christmas, right? I didn't even think about that, right? But it is. And it's show number 231. So thank you guys so much for joining. I do appreciate it. Um, this live hospitality talk show started, well over 3 years ago. And just not really knowing what I wanted to do. I just knew I had a lot of stuff to talk about. I just had a lot of things to say based on my experiences within the hospitality industry. 25 years, over 14 different hotels, and I just had a lot of stuff to say. And I said, you know what? What's the best way that you can get things out, get information out? To me, is through social media. It's through doing a podcast. It's like having a voice, all that kind of stuff. So all that kind of stuff wrapped into what I'm doing now. So, but anyway, once again, comments are open. We are live here on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. The replay will be on those same platforms, as well as I will put this on Twitter, as well as my Facebook page too. So you want to make sure you saturate all your, social media platforms that you're involved with. So I happen to be involved with at least 4, and sometimes 5 when I, put things on TikTok as well. So that would be the 5th one. So you want to just make sure you use one piece of content, but you share it with other platforms. I'm gonna get into that too, right? But just wanted just to say that. And once again, earlier last week, I was at the Westin LAX, a hotel that I had not been to in a minute, and I just wanted to, share some information, share those vitals with you. Everybody wants to know, right? Everybody's like, well, you went to this hotel, but what are the specifics of this hotel? What do you mean the specifics? How many rooms does it have? Okay, those are questions you have for me. Okay, 747, like 747, like the plane, LAX, right down the street. The airport's down the street. So 747 guest rooms, 170,000 square feet. I don't even know what I'm saying. 56,170 square feet of meeting space, which means you can put a lot of groups in there. Okay, 34 meeting rooms, 34 different meeting rooms that make up that 56,000 square feet of meeting space. Built in 1985. Wow, that's been around a minute, huh? And then it was last renovated 2023. Remember I mentioned that the last time I was there, it had not been renovated. Well, now it has been renovated, and they're still in the process, because when I was there was still some work being done on the lobby level. Still could be some stuff going on upstairs too. I don't know, but I was on the lobby level, and definitely some things going on. So that's always good to see, right? I'll never be mad at that. You walk in the hotel and you hear, construction going on, because that means there's being refreshed, some new stuff coming in, and that's what you want. They're putting new furniture, they're putting furniture together. They were putting up new light fixtures in the ceiling. I mean, they're getting it together over there. So no, I appreciate that. Definitely love to see, some renovations going on. So there you go. That is the Westin LAX right there on Century Boulevard. It's kind of away, if you've never been. It would be the closest major hotel to SoFi Stadium. So I would say it's probably, I know it's definitely less than 2 miles. I'll say maybe 1.25 miles from SoFi, right on Century Boulevard. SoFi is on Century and Prairie. So you just continue to go east on Century till you get to Prairie, make a left, and it's right there on your right. Can't miss it. Okay, so they say LA, but that could be Inglewood. I mean, where this hotel is, that really could be Inglewood. If it's not Inglewood, it's like Inglewood is like 2 blocks away, something like that. So, but anyway, wanted to share the specifics of that hotel. And of course, we jump in, and I got a brand sponsor, and that's the Level Hotel downtown LA. StayingLevel.com is their website. Just use that promo code ROH23 to get that discounted rate that only I can get, right? But I'm passing that along to you guys, the listeners. So I do appreciate you guys listening and watching. And if you happen to be in LA, in fact, this is a good time. I know people that are coming in, and this would be a good, a good time to stay downtown LA. If you want to be downtown LA, not everybody wants to be downtown, but if you want to be downtown, say you're going to take in a game, the Laker game at Crypto Arena, or you're going to a concert at what is it called, Microsoft Theater, or you're going to hang out in LA Live and do dinner and all that kind of stuff. You can do all those things and stay at the Level Hotel, which is a couple blocks from there. Okay, so just once again, always book direct. So regardless of where you stay, where you're going, always book direct. StayingLevel.com. Use promo code ROH23. That's the Level Hotel. Did I mention real quick that the smallest room at the Level Hotel is a 1-bedroom suite, 700 square feet. Okay, 700 square feet. Your typical hotel size is between 300 and 350 square feet. So it's like double the size, right? So they all have balconies. They all have full kitchens, like washers and dryers, all that kind of stuff. It's kind of dope. Okay, I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it, but I want to say it's kind of dope over there. So, hey, and I know the GM there. Okay, so if you ever go there and say, hey, ask for Craig, he's the GM, and just say, hey, Russell sent me. And just give him the thumbs up. Russell of Hotel sent me. And do that. And he'd be like, okay, all right, I see you. So anyway. Anyway, that was a good one, right? So what am I doing? So let me get so you'll see different scenes. As I change scenes, you'll see different parts of the lobby, right? So the lobby's huge. Different places to sit and just be, okay? You ain't got to do nothing, just sit and hang out. People watch if you want to. And it's like that communal space where, people, they want you to come in and utilize their Wi-Fi. Well, if they didn't want it, that's what I do, right? I come in and use that free Wi-Fi. I use it this was my office of the day several days ago. So, but they have the check-in area. They have like this little separate room, and you'll see some of the scenes that I'm gonna show. A separate room off the lobby. I don't even know what they call it, but it's off the lobby. I don't know what it is. It has art in there and all this kind of stuff. I don't know what they would call it, but it's just more space, right? There's space in there. There's the lobby. There's the check-in area, and there's the bar area. There's places where you can hook up and plug in your laptop and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's just a lot of places to sit in this lobby, and which, like I said, I love that kind of space because it's inviting. They want people to come in and kind of hang out, maybe buy some things and just utilize that Wi-Fi, because the Wi-Fi is free, right? If it wasn't free, they wouldn't want people in there, right? So figure out a way, a way to not have people congregate in your lobby. Don't offer free Wi-Fi. Okay, so there you go. But no, it's definitely a great space. I loved, making it my office of the day. The bar wasn't open yet. I think the bar probably opens about 4 or 5 o'clock. So not that I needed the bar open anyway, because they do have a gift shop and a store where you can buy whatever drinks and snacks and those kind of things as well. So, but definitely, and then they have the Daily Grill. The Daily Grill is their restaurant. Their breakfast, lunch, and dinner restaurant in there as well. So there you go. So kind of like I said, a cool place just to hang out and just be. All right. So my topic for the day, I always have a topic, right? What is showing up? Yesterday, I did a daily check-in. So I do a daily check-in. When I'm not doing the show on every Tuesday, every 4 days a week, I'm doing the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. And I always have a topic on there too, right? And yesterday I just kind of mentioned, showing up. People want you to show up. But what does that mean? I mean, that's just like one of those terms that you can just throw out there and say, okay, he said show up. What does that really mean though? Well, I'm going to jump into what that really means, right? When people say, hey, you just got to show up and make it happen. Okay, all right. Showing up can mean more than just physically being present. It can also refer to being actively engaged and making a meaningful impact. Here are several ways someone can show up and make a statement. That's what you want to do. So when you show up, you're not just trying to show up and just be physically there, because people can be there physically, but mentally they'd be somewhere else. I was in a lobby last week, but mentally I'm still at home. I got stuff I got to do at home. You know what I mean? But no, when you show up, you need to be there. So I'm gonna I got like 10 things, right? So they're gonna be quick. So just be patient. And as I'm going through these 10 things, I'm gonna change different scenes. So right now you can see this is the check-in area, or the lobby area, check-in area, the front desk inside the lobby at the Westin LAX. So number one is consistent attendance. Attend important meetings, events, and gatherings regularly. Demonstrate reliability by consistently showing up on time. So if you work at a hotel, I mean, you got to be consistent and be on time for meetings, right? You got to be there. You can't get anything done if you're not there on time. So it always killed me when people just come late to meetings, right? It's an EC meeting, executive committee meeting, and people come in late. Okay, the meeting is this same time every day, whatever, however often we do it. So we make sure we get there, and the same people are constantly late to these meetings, and they always got an excuse. You know what I mean? So if you want to be taken serious, bring your butt to the meetings on time. Okay. So once again, attend important meetings. I said important meetings, right? Events, gatherings regularly. Demonstrate reliability by consistently showing up on time. That's important. Not to be on time, and that means you don't really care about what's going on. It's just me. Active participation. Engage actively in discussing and contribute valuable insights. Volunteer for tasks and take on responsibilities willingly. So yeah, if there are things that are going on, and we want to form a committee. Sometimes we need to do that. In order to be taken serious, you got to, jump on a committee. Not necessarily meaning you got to head the committee, but you jump on and give your point of view on certain things. Active participation. I think that's important, right? Number 3, preparation and knowledge. Come prepared with relevant information and knowledge. Stay informed about industry trends and advancements. Those are things that I try to do on this show, right? I don't just come on, every now and then I'll be here willy-nilly, just be talking about different things, but most of the stuff I'm talking about, there's things there. I got to get prepared for this, to do this show, right? I don't just come on and just push a button and that's it. These things, all these scenes, I have to think about what I'm going to put up. I got to, make sure if I put this up, I can explain what it is, right? So like the photo there, like I said a while ago, this is the lobby area. Now, if I just took a whole bunch of photos and just started throwing them up there and never explain what they were, you'd be like, why is he showing this picture right here or this video? And he's not explaining what that is. So like I said a while ago, this is the check-in area or the front desk area at the Westin LAX, right? It's in the lobby. You can even see over right here, Marriott Bonvoy, okay? Make sure you're a member of the Marriott Bonvoy. So sign up for that. So make sure you get off of here when the show's over, you go to Marriott.com and sign up to be a Bonvoy member. If you're not a frequent stay, or loyalty member, you need to be, because you get that free Wi-Fi if you are, right? So when you check in, you get that free Wi-Fi in your room. Now, there's a difference between the Wi-Fi in the lobby and the Wi-Fi in your guest room, okay? 2 different things, okay? So just because you have a free in the lobby does not necessarily mean you're going to have a free in your room. And I would guarantee that you don't, unless you're a Bonvoy member. There you go. Just throw that in there. Let's see, what was the next one? Did I say expressive communication? Maybe if I move these out of the way, boom, boom. I said preparation and knowledge, right? Come prepared, relevant. Yes, you want to make sure stay informed of industry trends. Yes, so get rid of that one too, Russell. So expressive communication. Clearly articulate ideas and opinions during discussions. Use confident body language and maintain eye contact. You know what? Take yourself serious. Make sure you're in there. You are maintaining contact with who you're talking to. And even if you're, say, in a meeting and you're talking to, you're speaking to the people that are in the attendees of the meeting, but you want to make sure you move around and get eye contact with everyone. Don't just focus on one thing, staring into space. No, you got to look at each individual person that's in there, especially if you're like at the head table or in front of the meeting, and you're speaking of something. Or even if you're sitting down, you want to make sure you're panning the crowd, right? Everybody may be sitting down, but you're at least doing that, and you're getting everybody's attention, and that you're getting eye contact with each person in there. Because if you look away, people are like, I can't trust this dude. You can't even look me in my eye. That's basically what it comes down to. So expressive communication. Let's see. Where am I now? Where am I? Professional appearance. I'm always on the fence with this one. Professional appearance. Dress appropriately for the occasion to make a positive impression. Pay attention to personal grooming and hygiene. Yes, when you're in a business setting, yes, you need to make sure you always dress appropriate. I always say dress appropriate for where you're going or who you're meeting with. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes you can be too dressed up for the client. Okay, because this has happened to me before, right? But if you're in a professional environment, if you're, everybody's going to be dressed. Okay, you're doing this meeting and you're trying to get more business. Okay, yeah, definitely that. Sometimes if you're trying to get business from, say, the soccer mom, okay, or some sports groups and things like that. Sometimes coming overdressed is not a good thing, okay. But that doesn't mean you can't be still professional, right? You be professional in your demeanor. You don't have to be necessarily. I got to dress when I have to have a suit and tie on to go meet with these coaches. No, are the coaches going to be dressed like that? Probably not. So sometimes it's best to kind of read the room, if you will. And I lost a piece of business. I lost some business because of that, right? And let me just break it down for you what I mean. Years ago, I was working at this hotel, the Westin Bonaventure, and I had a meeting with Vans. Vans, the shoe company, right? And I did my research I looked at their company website and all that stuff. There was nobody in there. You know how they have the executive, like the profile of the executives of that particular company, right? None of them had suits and ties on. They had, maybe T-shirts. Maybe somebody had a button-down shirt like this, but they were really kind of business casual, or maybe even less than that, right? So I read the room, right? I knew going into that I should not dress like I normally do in a suit and tie, which that was the norm for that was our dress at within the hotel at the Westin Bonaventure, right? Downtown LA, like the largest hotel in LA County. So I went in and I spoke with my director of sales and marketing. I said, hey, Mr. DOSM, hey, tomorrow I have this group, a meeting with whatever his name was, Mr. So-and-so with Vans, Mr. Vans, okay? And I want the permission to dress down a little bit. I said, I'm gonna go buy some Vans, a Vans shirt and things like that, so they know that I'm interested and I'm serious about their business, right? He said, well, why would you do that? I'm like, huh? And this is what I'm saying to myself. I'm like, what? What do you mean, why would I do that? Because I know they're not going to come dressed like we are here. And I said, it's about them. It's not about us. He said, well, no, I can't approve that. I said, I looked at his office. I walked out the door and looked at the placard on his door. It said Director of Sales and Marketing. I said, aren't you the Director of Sales and Marketing? He said, yeah, but I'm not going to okay that. I'm like, okay. So I listened to him because he was my boss, right? So I'm giving this dog and pony show the next day, meaning I'm giving a site tour to Mr. Vans, right? He's like he's not the CEO, but he was basically the third guy in charge of the company, okay, and the head decision maker, okay. He came in with some board shorts and a T-shirt, a Vans T-shirt. Exactly what I thought he was going to do. Exactly what I thought he was going to do. But I got caught up in listening. Sometimes it's better to ask for permission than it is to ask for, how do you say it? It's better to ask for forgiveness than it is to ask for permission. Okay. I should have dressed the way I was going to dress and then ask for forgiveness later after I got chewed out. But I know I would have secured that piece of business. Okay, I knew that, but I didn't do it. I listened to him, and I just went ahead and came in with my suit and tie like I normally do. So I gave him the whole dog and pony show. Gave him a tour, which took about 2 hours. Normally that's normal, 2 hours, and then with lunch and all that kind of stuff. So like 2.5 hours to show the entire Bonaventure, all the space, because they needed most of the space, right? They needed most of the space, and they were taking up. We had 1,300 rooms. They're taking over 700 to 750 rooms, okay, for like 3 nights, okay. I'm like, this was it. This would have made my year, right? So, make a long story short, I show him around. We have lunch. We part ways. Thank you so much. I sent him an email. Thank you so much. Send him a card. Thank you again so much. I look forward to working with you, this and that. a couple like a week goes by because they're making a decision pretty quickly. And I knew what my competition was, right? The competition at that point was the Renaissance in Hollywood, okay? So, which is now the Lowe's Hollywood for people keeping score, right? That hotel was originally a Renaissance. So I knew how they dressed, right? I knew how their uniforms were. They were kind of laid back, kind of cool. And this was some years ago, right? They kind of had a cool vibe kind of thing, even back then, right? So it ended up going to them, right? So I had a conversation, and the Mr. Vans, he was cool. He called me just to let me know that I wasn't going to get the business. And I said, Mr. Vans, can you tell me what led to your decision? He said, you guys seem too stuffy over there. You came in with you had your suit and tie, and you you seem a little bit too rigid, and that's not what we're about. And when I got off that phone, I swore I felt like this tall, okay, because I knew I had it. He said, had you came in a little bit more cooler, maybe not, you dressed down a little bit, he said, you probably more than likely would have got this business. But we had to go over there because, and then after that, he had his other people go into that hotel, and everybody was dressed in Vans, shirts, and all this kind of stuff. So that's how they got it. So I can't be mad at them because they read the room. I read it too, but I let outside forces tell me that professional appearance meant I needed to be in my suit and tie. Okay, when you have to read the room, right? So maybe that's appropriate for if you're having your business meeting there internally, but know who your clients are before you bring them in and before you dress however you're going to dress. Make sure you know that, because that does make a big difference. And had I shown up with a Vans t-shirt, maybe not necessarily board shorts, I wouldn't have done that, but a Vans t-shirt and maybe some Vans shoes, I'm pretty sure I would have solidified that piece of business. But I didn't, because I got caught up in what he was saying, and he wouldn't. And I told him, I said, hey, I ended up losing that piece of business because I listened to you. Basically what I said, I didn't say it in those words. I said it in so many words. He's like, well, Russell, what can I do? I'm like, I said, you're marketing. You're director of sales and marketing. That's when from that point on, I said, no, I'm going to, make sure I'm doing the right thing for the client, right? Because it's not about me. So that's when marketing decisions become about us and less about the client, right? We're doing these things for the client. We're not doing it for us. Sometimes our own ego will just, that would be lead to our demise, okay? Because we got this ego and we have to, well, I'm the director of sales and marketing, we have to do this. No, listen to your people, okay? If you don't have enough wherewithal to understand the big picture here, listen to your people, okay? Listen to somebody else, but read the room, okay? I know I just went off on this thing, but I think it's important that we know this, right? So anyway, next one. Ooh, that was a good one right there. Let me get to the next 5. Boom. Once again, this is the room that's off of the lobby, right? So this is a separate little room off the lobby. I'm like, what is this for? Kind of a reading room? Come in here because it's kind of quiet, but it's right off of the lobby, not too far from their front desk. So I don't know, it's just some extra bonus space. Would you just come in here and just chill? I thought it was kind of cool too. So, but anyway, networking. Number 6 is networking. Build and nurture professional relationships with colleagues and peers. Attend networking events to expand connections within the industry. Yeah, make sure you get out. I mean, I got invited to TTMA luncheon. Was it next week? I think TTMA on the 13th, right? Yeah, so I'll probably go because I need to go and see people that I have not seen, and it's their Christmas thing, so everyone's going to be there, right? So it'll probably be a great opportunity for me to go. I've only done one TTMA all year. I don't think I've done TTMA probably one time in probably 5 years, right? So I just got invited, or someone reminded me, hey, you need to go, blah, 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 blah. So it's a networking opportunity, right? It's another opportunity for me to get in front of some people and tell them who the heck Russell of Hotels is. So why not take advantage of that? So make sure, when networking opportunities come up, we take advantage of those. The next one, initiative and proactivity. Take the initiative to solve problems and change and address challenges. Excuse me. Identify opportunities for improvement and propose solutions. Yeah, take the initiative. Be proactive. Don't react to situations. Be proactive. Whatever the heck that means, or whatever that means to you. Boom. Demonstrate leadership. Take on leadership roles in projects or teams. You know, if you're the director of sales, be the leader, right? Make decisions that are right for the client and your team, okay? Get the ego out of there, okay? I just mentioned that. I just gave a long, drawn out, synopsis about what I mean by that. So I don't have to go back into that. But yeah, demonstrate leadership. Number 9, what is it? Positive attitude. Positive attitude. Maintain a positive attitude and optimistic outlook, even in challenging situations. Be supportive of colleagues and celebrate their achievements. Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. Be positive, right? Is the glass always full, or it's always half empty? No, the glass is half full. Come on now. So yeah, be positive. Make sure you're there to congratulate your colleagues on their achievements. Even though you're not making your budget, someone's making it. Okay, congratulate them, right? No, don't be like, well, shoot, he had a group that I had. I should have had that group. No. Be positive. Don't be haters. Okay, have a positive attitude. Let's don't be hating. Number 10, continuous learning. I think that's very important. Show a commitment to personal and professional development. Attend workshops, conferences, and training sessions to enhance your skills. So one thing I did when I, left property, I entrenched myself in certain things, more marketing, more branding, right? I took certificate classes at UCLA. I did all these things. I surrounded myself with social media influencers, these travel influencers. I mean, they may not want to call themselves that. Content creators, okay, let's say, these travel content creators. I surrounded myself around them because I wanted to learn what they did, how they approached their business, how do they get the ear of some of these people they do business with. So those are things that I learned, but I had to learn from people that are actually doing it. I didn't read it. I didn't go to school for that part of it. I actually sat down with these people and I did what they did. Well, what do you do for this? They taught me. So this whole social media game was based on, I knew that, me being the director of sales and marketing for a hotel, I need to know how they operate, because I knew at one point I was going to use the same tools, right? And I was going to get away from being on property where I can help multiple people or multiple hotels, right? Not just my own. So it was great, right? So, but it's all about that continuous learning. So, learning from the people that are doing it is probably the best way to do it. So, because they know all the pitfalls, they know the ins and outs, all the angles and all that stuff. So I take advantage of that stuff. So you should too. So what's next? What do I do? So a lot of people ask, like, what the heck do you do, man? What the heck do you do? I've been getting like phone calls. I'm like, what the heck is calling me? Don't they know it's like 1:00 and this is what I do on Tuesdays at 1:00? Maybe not. Anyway, and my chair is moving down. Have you noticed that I started off up here and now I'm down a little bit? For some reason, the hydraulics in my chair, I don't know if is it weight driven? You know what I mean? I don't know. But hopefully we get through this without it going down any further. But if not, I got to adjust the chair, okay? Because I can still feel it slipping. Anyway, these are things that I do. I'm the brand that helps your brand. That's one thing. What does that mean? Content creating. So content creating and I'm the brand that helps your brand kind of goes hand in hand, right? So like here, I'm at this is the Westin LAX, right? So this is creating content for this. It's not just creating content for me, Russell of Hotels, is creating content for this hotel. So my brand is showing off that brand. So yeah, you see how I just threw in, I'm the brand that helps your brand, content creating, and now I'm a brand show off. So it's my brand that's showing off this other brand, right? So a lot of people maybe not, they don't know about the Westin LAX. They may have seen it, they may have driven by, but never been there, right? So for meeting, for just, if you need to be at the airport area, maybe you're going to SoFi Stadium for a Rams or Charger game. or a concert, going to Taylor Swift concert. Taylor Swift is back at SoFi, you know, or Beyonce or whoever else, or the Forum. Okay, so the Forum and so check this out. Okay, so the Forum, the SoFi, and the new Intuit Arena are in the same area. So the new Intuit Arena, which will be open next year, is going to be home to the Clippers. So the Clippers are leaving from downtown at the Crypto Arena, and they're going to have their own stadium. So now in Inglewood, you know, Inglewood was, you know, didn't have any of this stuff other than the Forum before, right? So now they have the Forum, which is a concert venue. They have SoFi Stadium, which the Rams and the Clippers play there, as well as, you know, major concerts are there as well. Now you're going to have Intuit Arena, which is the home to the Clippers, as well as other concerts that are going to be going there as well. So you're going to have three things to go to, right? So a lot of people don't know that maybe the Westin is an option for those three venues. You know, you want to make a whole night of it or a weekend of it. Or you can stay at the Westin LAX because it's actually the closest major hotel to that area. And I would say it's probably less than a mile and a half from there. So my job is to help your brand, you know, be noticed. Okay. So through my brand, through this page, through this, you know, the social media things that I do, or platforms that I utilize, and this show On Air with Russell of Hotels, it's the perfect platform to, you know, to talk about things like that. So that's why I showcase hotels on here so they can see the value that I add and what they can get in return from that. What do you get in return? You get eyes on it, right? You get eyes and you get ears hearing about, oh, okay, I was just watching this Russell of Hotels live hospitality talk show On Air with Russell of Hotels, and he was talking about the Westin LAX. It's not too far. I live in New York, but I'm coming to a Giants game and they're playing the Rams. That'd be the perfect place to stay, right? They didn't know about it. So my job is to show off your brand. I'm a brand show off. I'm the brand that helps your brand. And through that, that's called content creating. And then the other thing is hotel site selection, where I assist companies and organizations with finding that right hotel for their particular group, their retreat, their conference, their convention. So all those things. So I can help you with the single rooms as well as the group rooms. Group rooms is 10 rooms or more. So I've done groups, you know, from 10 to 650 rooms on peak. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where it is. It does not have to be in LA. I'm just using that as an example, but it does not have to be in LA. I do meetings all over the United States, if not the world, internationally, right? Last year I did Greece and Italy as well. So there you go. Boom. Who's your best brand advocate? Well, you are. I'm like, you know, I don't want you thinking too much. You are your best brand advocate. You have to be the one out there cheering. You got to be cheering the hardest, right? So I'm the one that has to, you know, show things on this platform that, hey, yeah, this is what I do, right? And I'm happy about it. I'm excited about it. So you got to be your best brand advocate. So if I wasn't out here, you know, doing this rah-rah stuff and showing, you know, different hotels or whatever, you'd be like, what the heck does Russell do? What's going on here? And, you know, is he excited about what he does? You know, yeah, you have to show excitement, because if you're not excited, no one else is going to be excited about it. Okay. So you got to be out there. You have to show excitement, enthusiasm, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm my best brand advocate, just like you are for your brand, whoever you work for. You are your best brand advocate, or you should be, right? So you have to cheer the loudest, right? In order to get people to like follow you, like, or to use your business or whatever, you're the brand that they buy your brand before they buy the brand that you work for or the brand that you represent, right? No one is going to a hotel just because, oh, that hotel over there, I'm going there. No, normally a group will go there because of someone. Someone has, you know, enticed them to come over. Okay, you have a relationship with someone there, or you're building a relationship. You don't build a relationship with a hotel. Anyone that says that, they're lying. Okay, oh, I built a relationship. Who you build a relationship with? The hotel. Who? You know, the Westin LAX. I built a relationship with them. No, you build a relationship with the people that work there. Okay, because they're the ones that's It's offering you that hospitality, that feeling of hospitality and all that kind of stuff, right? So you build relationships with people. So yeah, you are your best brand advocate. How do you keep your brand relevant? Well, through social media. These are some of the things that you have to do. But even if you're not using social media, which everybody should be, but let's just say you're a salesperson, right? Whatever you're doing, if that's going to meetings, if that's meeting with your clients face to face, or doing sales calls, but you got to be consistent with that. Okay, be consistent. Add value, making sure you add value to whatever you're doing. You're adding value, and this is kind of a view of the lobby. You can see all the little different alcoves and spaces and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, the lobby is pretty huge, right? So add value. Make sure you're adding value. People are understanding what you're doing. Like, oh my God, if I go there, I'll get this, or I'll get that. So there's some type of value that you're adding. And the third one is authentic. Make sure you're being authentic. As you can see, there's a ladder right there because they're doing some renovation. They were doing something with the lighting, the fixtures in the ceiling, right? So I'm like, that'd be a great picture, great photo, because it shows work in progress, right? And that's a good thing. It's not always a bad thing when we see things. You don't see anyone else in the lobby, right? Because they did it in a time where there was no one else there. So that was perfect, right? So I like that. I hate when people are doing work in the lobby and there's people checking in. I'm like, why don't they do that? That's bad timing, right? No, they did it perfectly. There was no one in the lobby. You see people walking through, but they're going to the elevator. They weren't going to the front desk or whatever. So love it. But yeah, so be consistent, add value, and be authentic. Don't be somebody else. Don't try to be fake. Be you. Okay, this is how you increase your social media engagement, or just engagement at all. Consistency. If you're attending meetings, you're with your clients or whatever, be consistent. Make sure you're adding value and be authentic. Don't try to be someone else. Don't worry about what's going on at the hotel across the street. Just be you. And use various platforms. Okay, so make sure you use various platforms. Don't use the same one. So like I said earlier, and excuse me while I just take a drink of this water because I'm a little parched. Thank you so much. So use various platforms. So don't just use one. I mean, I use at least two. I'm not advocating that you use every single one that's out there available to you, but I do think that everyone needs to have a profile page on at least 5 of those platforms. I'm not saying you got to post things there, because this is the thing. We don't know how people get in contact with you. We don't know how people buy you, right? Or how they want to be in contact with, how they communicate with you, how they want to be communicated to, right? So you have to make sure you're there at every platform. I mean, I'm just saying that's it, because like I said, we don't control how people find you. So if you look at 5 different platforms: TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. Okay, I have profiles on all those different platforms, because I don't know how people are going to find me. I can't control what people do. So that's if I'm a hotel, I'm making sure I have a presence on all of those, especially LinkedIn. And I don't understand, and I'm glad I said this. In fact, this is the first time I actually addressed this, because I try to find certain hotels, like say if I'm at a hotel and I'm taking photos and I'm posting it on LinkedIn, okay, let's just use that as an example. I want to make sure those people see that I posted things. So I will tag them on there. So you can tag on LinkedIn as well, right? You can do that, right? So that's what I'll do. And I'll try to find, you do the @ and type in their company name or the hotel name. And normally it will pop up and you click on it like, there it is, right? So they'll see it. They'll get a notification. Well, there's some hotels that don't even have profile pages on LinkedIn. It's for business. Is a hotel a business? Last I checked, it was a business, right? So just like you would have your own name, that you would have a profile for you, make sure your hotel has a profile on LinkedIn at the very minimum. Okay, it has to be on LinkedIn. You cannot be a business, especially a hotel. And I'm only going to speak of hotels because that's what I'm Russell of hotels, but I'm not Russell of insurance companies or anything like that. I'm speaking of hotels. If you are a hotel, if you work for a hotel and you do not have a LinkedIn profile, you're missing out. Telling you, because like I said, I do this all the time, and I look for certain. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to tag certain hotels because when I go, and this is nationwide stuff, right? And I'm looking, I'm like, they don't even have a profile page. What is that? Come on now. So let's just make sure that we are, going into next year, we're making sure we're doing everything we can to get business. Because like I said, we do not know how people are going to find us or how they're going to look for us, how they're searching for us. We have no idea. And we can't control that. But what we can control is to have a profile page on at least on those five platforms that I mentioned. I'm not saying you have to post on all those things, but you need to have a profile page at the very minimum. Boom. There you go. So, okay, who's hiring? Who's hiring? I only got 3 today. In fact, one is a repeat. Hilton Garden Inn, Burbank, they're looking for a director of sales. The Godfrey Hotel in Hollywood, that's the repeat. They're still looking for a DOSM, that's Director of Sales and Marketing. They've been looking for a minute, and they're ready to hire somebody from what I see, from what I hear. And the Anza Hotel in Calabasas, they're looking for a director of operations. Okay, and these are all in the greater LA area, just in case you didn't notice that. And let's see, that goes back to me, and we're almost done here. So the 3 P's, we're almost done. So just be patient. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be all right. Who sang that song? Who sang that? Him. Oh, that's Bob Marley. Okay, so these are Russell Hotels, the 3 P's: purpose, passion, perseverance. Know why you do what you do. I know why I do this show, right? Because I want to add value to hotels or to individuals. I want people to come on and talk about their experiences. I want to let people know what I do. Always let people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help. I mentioned that earlier, right? So I do 2 things. One is content creating. The other thing is hotel site selection. Okay. So I talked about what I do, who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. Right on the what do you call it? The content creating. I mean, you can come on here. You can talk about your hotel, your brand, how you got started in the industry. What renovations you got going on in your hotel. I just mentioned that the Westin, their last renovation date was 2023, right? So earlier this year they started the renovation, or maybe they completed the renovation, right? They are still doing some things now, from what I understand, but what I've seen. But they're updated their hotel, right? A lot of people didn't know that, right? So people can come on and talk about those things. They can come and talk about their brand, come and talk about themselves, how they got started in this industry. No 2 people got in this industry alike, right? So it's a way to showcase your brand, not just the brand you are, but the brand you work for, or vice versa. Not necessarily just the brand you work for, but the brand you are. So there you go. So that's what it's all about. So that's why I do what I do. Passion, either you have it or you don't. And so what happens if you don't have passion for what you do? You need to do something else. Okay, find something else to do because it ain't working. Perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve, don't give up, and swerve when you need to. Here we swerve, we don't pivot. Okay, so I get rid of that word pivot because everybody's using pivot. Back 3 years ago. Oh, I had to pivot. I had to do this. No, I never pivoted. I've always swerved. So what's the difference? People will say, what's the difference between swerving and pivoting? Okay. Pivoting, you're stuck in the whatever you're in, the stuff, okay? So all you can do is go back and forth, right? You saw it, but you went into it anyway. You saw what was coming at you, but I'm going to go into it. And then once I get in there, if it doesn't work, I'm going to pivot and do something else. Well, okay. Swerving, you see that it's a potential pitfall, and you swerve around it and you go another direction, and that's okay, right? So that's the difference between pivoting and swerving in the world of Russell Hotels. Okay, so that's how I think, right? So I don't pivot. I'll swerve out of a situation and get into a better situation for me. So that's what I mean, and that's what it is. So I don't pivot, I swerve. Okay. And then did I say yeah, I already said that, right? So there you go. The three P's: purpose, passion, perseverance. There you go. That is it. So and then one of the last things I have here, one more scene of the Westin LAX. And once again, the stayinglevel.com, that's the Level Hotel downtown. That's our sponsor, right? So you need that Russell Hotels rate, they offer it there. Go stayinglevel.com, that's their website, and just put in that promo code ROH23. And once again, you'll get the rate that I would get. And the quote, now I've been sharing this quote that I came up with. I came up with this quote like 2 or 3 years ago, right? Travel will educate you about people, places, and culture if you allow it to. Although we may be different in our looks and beliefs, we all want the same thing: to be appreciated and respected for our differences, okay? We're all different, right? No two people are alike, okay? We are different, but we have to, we don't have to like everybody. This is the thing, right? I always say this. We don't have to like everybody, and because we don't like everybody. Anybody's out there say, "Oh, I love everyone," and you're lying, okay? Because you don't like everyone, and everyone don't like you, okay? And that's just how it is. But we can still respect each other, whatever their differences are. Respect those differences and keep it moving, right? We got enough stuff going on in our lives in this world without hating and all this stuff, right? So just respect the differences and move on, because no one's ever going to like you. 100% of people are never going to like you, and you're not going to ever like 100% of the people. It's just how it is. I mean, it's just how it is, right? I mean, I don't like people. There's some people who don't like me, and I know that. But we respect each other enough to, not to get on each other's nerves. You know what I mean? So there you go. So that's it. So just take heed to that, or understand where that's coming from. So that's it. So, I mean, if you guys want to reach out to me, please reach out to me. If you don't follow me on LinkedIn, please do so. IG, YouTube, follow me on those, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would appreciate that. That's where this is, right? It's on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. I do have an IG page. I got a Facebook page. I got a Twitter page. I have a TikTok page. Okay, so follow me on all those things. If you are on those things, so just click and just say, hey, let me follow this guy Russell Hotels. What is he talking about now? Would appreciate it. And please go to russellhotels.com if you have any questions for me. I'm a resource, right? So or at least I try to be a resource to people that may need assistance with certain things, right? If that's content creating or hotel site selection, I'm here to help, right? And if you want to call me, have a conversation rather than email me, that's fine. Go to the website, and my phone number is there. In fact, my phone is right next to me, and it's been blowing off the hook since I've been on this thing. I don't know who's called me, but if you have questions about anything, feel free to reach out. I mean, that's what it's for. That's why I got a phone. That's why I do these things. I'm not trying to hide. So people will say, oh, I tried to reach out to you, but I couldn't find you. Really? I just gave you my email, russell@russellofhotels.com. I gave you my website, russellofhotels.com. My phone number and my email that I just gave you is on there as well, right? So you can DM me, slide into my DMs, or you can instant message me, whatever the heck we call it these days. I'm accessible, 100% accessible, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be a resource. I'm here to assist people that need assistance with this thing, this hospitality industry. So any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me. Once again, Russell Hotels, show number 231. I do the show every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. And then if you need more, I do a daily check-in. It's called Daily Check-In with Russell of Hotels. It's still live on YouTube and live on LinkedIn as well. So until tomorrow, you guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much for joining. I do appreciate it. I do not take it lightly that you guys tune in and listen and watch. Have a great day. And as always, peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success, rather become a person of great value.